Hey, how's everybody doing? We're going to get started here any moment. We're going to wait for a few more people to come in. Let me know in the comments if you can hear me okay and how it looks. Hey, Tommy, how you doing? Movie Collector Geek. How's it going? Hopefully everybody's doing well. Good. Thanks, Nick Flicks. How's everybody been doing? It's nice and warm down here today. I need some air conditioning. Got me a bottle of water just in case. I was hoping we would get some fall weather here. Nope, I have not seen Tenet yet. Have you seen it, Nick? I'm really wanting to go see it. I've heard mixed things about it, but I am looking forward to checking it out for myself. So I'm using StreamYard now for my live broadcast. Gives me a little bit more features, make it a little bit more professional. We'll see how it goes, and hopefully in the near future I'll be able to have some people join me and we can have a nice little live chat back and forth. So Movie Collector Geek, so you're watching Cabin in the Woods. Do you know I just actually watched that a couple of weeks ago for the first time. Really enjoyed it. I had never seen it before. I was expecting something totally different than what I got, but overall I really enjoyed the movie. Hey, Kanisha. So Tommy Starr, you've been marathoning the Rocky this weekend. That's a good way to spend the weekend. I really do enjoy the Rocky movies and the Creed movies. I really enjoyed Creed 1 and 2. Hopefully we'll get some more of those. I have been so I just got back from Disney World Saturday morning. We were gone for a week, and so just over the past couple of days, I've been just catching up on some things here at the house. Recording some videos, some unboxings that I needed to do, and mostly just binging a bunch of YouTube videos today. Taking it easy after church. I was hoping to get to watch some movies today, but I didn't get around to doing it. But I did watch a movie yesterday for the first time. I did watch The Lodge. I don't know if any of y'all have ever seen that movie before, but I really enjoyed it. It was an okay movie. It did keep me in suspense. I didn't know really what was going to happen. But anybody else here in the chat, have you seen The Lodge? And what are your thoughts about it? So Trey asked, have I seen Cats Don't Dance? I have never heard of that. Cats Don't Dance. That's a real movie? So Tommy Starr, you bought The Lodge, but you never seen it. Definitely check it out. I found it to be pretty creepy. It had some moments that were pretty intense for me to watch, which I enjoy. I like the suspense and the anticipation of not knowing what's going to happen. So it was really good. Oh, have I seen Cats? I have not seen Cats. I still don't have any desire to see Cats. So it has been a while since I've done a live stream. The last live stream I did was back in June, I believe. So I did take some time off. I was working from home from the end of March up until mid-May, and then I had to go back to work. And so from May up until now, it's been just crazy busy. So I kind of took a break from the live streaming, which I did miss. But with work and everything, I just didn't really feel the need to do any live streams. But hopefully not too many people missed me too badly. Open 24 hours. I need to find out a little bit more about that one, Tommy Star. So, have I pre-ordered the Friday the 13th Scrim Factory Collector's box set? Yes, I did, and I'm very happy that I did. Now that's one that I'm really looking forward to getting. I do have the 10 set that came out a couple of years ago with all the movies, but this one seems to be a little bit more superior than that one. So I'm very happy that I was able to get it. From what I can tell, I believe it is still, I thought it sold out on the Scream Factory site, but I was on the Shout Factory website the other day and noticed that it was still available. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, y'all need to, if you're interested in that, I would go ahead and snatch it up. So 24 hours. So let's see. Open 24 hours. That's one that I'm going to add to my list of movies to research and to see about getting. Especially if it's a horror movie, I really like that. So you got yours off of so you pre-ordered off of Amazon. So I actually, if I order anything from Shout Factory, I do like to order from their website. I know that it's a little bit more expensive, but I believe there were some extras that you get for pre-ordering from the website, maybe some lithographs or posters. But I do like to support their business by ordering directly from the Shout Factory website. So I did get some new titles while I was away at Disney. So me and my two boys went to Disney. My wife stayed home and took it easy for the week. She works for Walmart, and it's been crazy lately. But anyways, I did get a package in the mail this week, which I showed on Instagram. It's this package right here. So this is from Target. As you can see, this is my Goonies 4K release. It came nice and wet and beat up. So this is how it was delivered to me, unfortunately. So I haven't actually taken it out of the package because I do plan on taking that back to Target. They're supposed to be shipping me out a new one. So when I get the new one in, I'm going to return this one. But it is very disappointing. I really do not like the packaging that they use, this pressed cardboard, because usually it does damage the slip covers. And I'm all about having a nice slip cover. But so when I found out that that was damaged, I did go ahead and order off of Amazon and got my slip in. This nice. This is very detailed as far as the embossing and everything. The title is embossed, and then the cave opening is embossed. It's really nice. So I got the Goonies, and I got Beetlejuice, which is a really nice slip. And then I got both of the Sherlock Holmes movies. So I really do enjoy those. I'm very happy to have all of those in the collection. I did get the Steelbook for the Goonies and Beetlejuice. Of course, both of those were damaged. So I'm hoping to get a replacement from Best Buy, but I'm assuming that whenever I get those, they'll probably be damaged also. Unfortunately, there's none available in store for me to pick up, but Did any of y'all pick up any of these titles for this week? So Trey asked, what cartoon do I hope never gets live action? What cartoon do I hope never gets live action? I'm trying to think. I don't know. There's so many cartoons that don't need to be live action. But if you think about some of the live action cartoon movies, I really enjoyed the Flintstones when it came out back in the days in the early 90s. What other cartoon movies got live action? We got Garfield. I thought Garfield was pretty good, the first one. I don't know. I don't think the Rugrats would be a very good live action movie. Most of the newer cartoons, the style of them, I don't think would make a very good live action movie. The Simpsons definitely I wouldn't think would be a good live action movie. What are some of y'all's thoughts about cartoons not getting a live action movie? So Kenesha asked, any new Funko Pops? So unfortunately, well, fortunately for me, because they were very consuming of my room down here, I did quit purchasing Funko Pops back in November last year, October, November last year. I quit getting the Funko Pops altogether. As you can see, I don't have any more in the room. I do have a few of these Dorbs that go on these center shelves, but I haven't been ordering anything new since last year. I've pretty much given up on the Dorbs and the Funko Pops. Although it's been very tempting for me to pass them up when I come across them, they are very addictive, but I've been doing pretty good about not picking any up. So, Kenesha, do you still collect Funko Pops? So Tommy Star, as far as the Jetsons live action, I think that might have been pretty cool to have something like that along with the live action of the Flintstones. If you think about the Flintstones, I think they did a really good job of bringing that to live action. To me, especially the first one, seemed really, really well done. So Home Alone 4K is coming next week. So that is true. I did pre-order the Steelbook from Best Buy. I've gotten a couple of Home Alone Steelbooks in the past. But with the Steelbooks, I'm kind of addicted to getting those also. But I am looking forward to getting the Home Alone series on 4K. And I know Tommy Starr is a big Home Alone fan also, so I'm sure he's probably going to be picking those up. So for those of you that do not know Tommy Starr does YouTube videos also. So if you have a chance, definitely check out his channel. So Movie Collector Geek has pre-ordered Total Recall 4K and also Bruce Lee Criterion set. So I did recently get the Bruce Lee Criterion set, which is great. I haven't had the chance to watch any of those yet. However, I have been watching some Criterion movies. I've watched quite a bit over the past 2 months, but I have not delved into the Bruce Lee set yet. Total Recall, I did pre-order that one. I think they have a nice little box set that's coming out, and I believe Zavvi UK has a nice steelbook coming out that I got pre-ordered. So for those that do not know Movie Collector Geek, he's from the UK and he does videos also. He's got a nice YouTube channel, so definitely check out his channel. So Tommy Star, that is good news about the slip for Home Alone. I'm definitely going to be looking for one with the slip cover. Yeah, Home Alone is one of those movies that we watch every Christmas. But it seems like we watch Home Alone 2 more than we watch Home Alone. For some reason, I think maybe it's on TV more around the holidays. I don't know what it is about it, but Home Alone 2 seems to be the one that we usually watch. So what are some of the items that y'all been picking up? Maybe what are some of the movies that you've been watching? Like I said, I've been watching a bunch of, so usually on Sundays, I watch at least 2 to 3 Criterion movies, just trying to get through my Criterion collection. But last week and this week, I did not watch any movies. Last week, I was at Disney, and then this week, I was, coming back from Disney. So I didn't have a chance to watch anything. But I have been watching some of the Criterion movies. Most of the ones that I've been watching have been okay, but nothing really spectacular yet that I can think of. Um, Usually the Criterion movies are a little on the artsy side, and I kind of the kind of movies I really like are, ones that are not that I didn't like those, but I do like a nice, uplifting, fun movie, something that makes you feel good. And a lot of the movies that I've been watching on the Criterion from my Criterion collection are kind of downers. They don't make you feel very good. Um, so I don't know. Sometimes I'd rather be uplifted and put in a good mood than put in a bad mood. But they are well done. So Netflix has pre-ordered 300 4K and District 9 4K. So yes, I pre-ordered the steelbooks for those also from Best Buy. I have actually really enjoyed 300. I've seen that a couple of times, so I am looking forward to checking that one out in 4K. District 9, I've never actually seen yet, but that will be one of those that I will definitely want to check out. So yeah, Tommy Star, it is surprising that Home Alone 2 isn't getting a 4K release. I'm pretty sure that it probably will, though, hopefully. I'm trying to think. I've got Home Alone and Home Alone 2 in a box set, but I never did get the more current releases. I don't think there was anything different about them, except that the newer releases came with slipcovers. So I am looking forward to getting back in the theaters. The theaters in my area, I know that AMC has not opened, but we have a theater chain called NCG, and they've been open for a couple of months now, playing older movies like The Empire Strikes Back, some of the movies that were out prior to the pandemic. They're still showing. I'm trying to think, they had some other classic movies. I can't really remember what they were, but I still haven't been back to the theater yet. It's not that I'm afraid to go. It's just I just haven't had the time to go. So hopefully that'll be something that I'll get to do here soon, especially if they've got some new releases out. So I'm reading through some of these comments. The Deep pre-ordered, the Fly collection and It's Alive trilogy, both Scream Factory, all on the way. So the Deep. So the Deep's a new release that's coming out. I don't have that one pre-ordered. I do have the Fly collection and It's Alive trilogy. I think I've got It's Alive trilogy. Is it It's Alive? Is that something that's recently being released? Because maybe I don't have It's Alive trilogy. I'm looking up this way because that's where my Shout Factory and Scream Factory stuff is. So It's Alive must be a pre-order, I guess. The only one I've got of those is The Fly. So, Movie Collector Geek, you work at a cinema and you got a chance to watch Tenet last week. So did you like Tenet? And that's pretty cool that you work at a cinema. I wished I worked at a cinema. So actually, I used to work at a cinema. I used to work at AMC back when when I was in high school, and it did not last long. I did not stay around long because I forgot exactly what happened, but I think they were overstaffed when they hired me, and for whatever reason, I don't remember exactly what happened, but for whatever reason, I didn't last long. I don't think I quit. I think that they had to let me go for whatever reason. But today, I would love to work at a cinema. I wish that's what I could do um, all the time without having to worry about having another job. It would be nice to work at a cinema. Also, I used to work at a video store. I used to work at a place called Video Country back in the 80s. The late 80s and early 90s, I worked at Video Country at a video store, and I loved that job. That was a good job. Back in those days, the video stores were just crazy busy. There weren't hardly any blockbusters or what was it called, Hollywood Videos in my area. So Hollywood Videos and Blockbuster came to our area here where I live back in the 80s and in the 90s. But back before they came big in our area, we had these little mom and pop video stores, and I used to work at one called Video Country that I really enjoyed working at. So Odeon Cinema. Yeah, we used to have an Odeon Cinema in our area. It was called, I forget what it was called. It had a weird name. Anyways, I do enjoy going to theaters. So, as we are going through the live stream, is there any questions anybody has that they would like to ask me? I'm open to any suggestions, any questions. So, TV shows. Let's talk about TV shows for a while if anybody is interested. Um, I recently, so since, like I said, I haven't been doing any live streams since June. And so since June, I have finished watching some of the series that I was currently in the middle of. I did watch a series called Stargirl. It's one of those series based on the DC characters, and I really enjoyed it. I wasn't very familiar with those characters, but I think that they did a really good job with the show, so I enjoyed that. And let's see, what else have I been watching? I've been watching a lot, but for some reason I can't. I've been watching a bunch of stuff on Netflix as far as TV shows. I did finish watching. Man, my mind's slipping. I've been watching the show where the kids are superheroes. What's that show called? The Umbrella Academy. I watched season 1 and season 2 of the Umbrella Academy. I really enjoyed that. I told my wife about it and had her watch it. She really enjoyed it. I've been watching. See, what else did I watch? I watched the Umbrella Academy. I watched something else that was really good that I can't think of. I have not seen the Watchmen TV series, but I do have the first season on. I forgot the first season on Blu-ray, but I just have not seen the Watchmen series yet. Odd Squad TV series. So Trey asked if I've seen the Odd Squad TV series. I'm not sure what the Odd Squad is. I've never heard of that. Odd Squad. So some of the TV series I've been watching lately are Netflix series, just because the general TV shows are currently on hiatus, I guess. So Movie Collector Geek, I just remember the name of that theater. So it was called Cineplex Odeon. So it's called Cineplex Odeon that we had here in our area. It was around for a long time, but they finally just went out of business. I'm not assuming that that's the same kind of theater that you work at, but it's called Cineplex Odeon. It was a real fancy place. Have I watched? So, Movie Collector Geek asks if I have watched Monkey. It's an old 70s, 80s TV show. It's getting a new Blu-ray box set. So, is that the same show as The Monkeys, based on a group of a band group, kind of like the Beatles, called the Monkeys? Is that what you're referring to? Because I know about the Monkeys. I'm not sure if I know what monkey. I don't know what Monkey is if it's not that show. The only TV show I can recognize is The Monkeys. But as you were talking earlier, asking about the Friday the 13th box set, I think that's going to be a really nice set. I know that I've seen the original Friday the 13th a couple of times, but I'm not sure which version I saw. I know that they said there's a R-rated version and there's an uncut version, so I'm not really sure what the differences are between the two. But I remember seeing Friday the 13th in the theater when it came out, and I've of course seen it on VHS and I've seen it on DVD, but I have not seen it in a long time. So I am looking forward to checking that one out again. Yeah, so Movie Collector Geek, I have never heard of Monkey before, but they got a new Blu-ray box set. So is it a U.S. show or is this a show that's from the U.K.? Because I don't think I'm familiar with it. It's a Chinese fantasy TV show. So also talking about going to Disney World. So me and my two grown sons went to Disney World this past week. And it was kind of nice that the parks weren't very crowded. It did rain the first part of the week, but the rest of the week was really nice. And like I said, it wasn't crowded, so we got to ride a lot of the rides. If you're familiar with Disney World, a lot of times you can buy what they call park hopper tickets, so you can go from park to park in the same day. But they currently got a ban on that because of COVID. They've got to keep they got to keep the amount of visitors to the park at a minimum. So a lot of times we'd go to the park and be done with it within just a few hours, and there really wasn't much else to do throughout the day. But we had a good time. The only bad thing about it was having to wear the mask everywhere you go. It's kind of, if you think about walking around a theme park in the heat with a mask on, it wasn't pleasant, but it was, you kind of get used to it. But we had a good time. So Trey asked if I've seen Cartoon All Stars to Rescue. I've never heard of that before. Cartoon All Stars to Rescue. I'm not familiar with that cartoon. What where does it come from? Is it a Nickelodeon show? Is it Disney? I'm sure it's not Disney, but um, where does it air? So I really haven't seen very many cartoons lately. I'm trying to think if there's any good cartoons out that I would be interested in. I'm not very familiar with all the newest cartoons that are out. Um, Yep, I'm gonna have to research Monkey to see what that one's about. So did you say that it's so I wonder if it's even gonna be released in the US. So hopefully I'll be able to get back to doing the live streams weekly, or maybe bi-weekly if we'll see how it goes. But I am looking forward to these next few months. I do have something planned for the Halloween season, maybe doing some maybe doing the 31 Days of Halloween and talking about different horror movies in the collection. Maybe doing some of the different genres of the horror movies. Maybe showing some of my collection and maybe having some guests on to talk about different horror movies. Um, so that's something I'm hoping to do. And then we do have another Criterion sale probably coming in November that they usually do. So I'm hoping to do some things based on the Criterion movies. So we'll see if that works out. So I'm wondering how Halloween's going to be this year as far as um, trick or treaters and things. In my neighborhood, so I live in a big neighborhood back in a wooded area. We're in the country, rural area of Georgia, but we have a big neighborhood. But I live on top of a mountain area, and not too many trick or treaters come up to my house. So most of the neighborhood gets a bunch of kids that they make. So what they do is they take a riding lawnmower or a tractor, and they hook up trailers to it and put hay down and different things, and a bunch of the kids ride on the back of the tractor, but they don't really never come up to my part of the neighborhood. But when my boys were younger, I would do a haunted house in our garage, and we would have a lot of trick or treaters back in those days. But the kids that were my boys are grown; they're 28 and 25. But when they were younger, all the kids in the neighborhood were about the same age as they were. They would all hang out at our house, so we'd have a bunch of trick or treaters back then. But as they got older, the kids in the neighborhood were on the other side of the neighborhood. But anyways, I don't know exactly how that's going to work this year. I don't know if there's going to be some limitations with COVID preventing people from trick or treating. I don't know how they're gonna handle all of that. So I'm kind of curious how that's all going to work out. So in your areas, are y'all still are the different areas that you live in? Are y'all still locked down to where you are still home and not working, or are you able to go to work? Well, apparently, movie collector geek's going to the theater, so I guess he's working. But what about the rest of y'all? Are y'all back in school? Or are you back at work? I do work for the school district here in my area, and they're all doing remote learning, so they're not in the schools. They're learning from home. So I'm kind of curious how the rest of the world is interacting and going out. So movie collector geek. So you're back at work. So how long have you been back to work? Has the movie theaters been open for a while? Like I said, we've been back since May. Um, my wife, she works at Walmart. They never were closed, so she's been working the whole time. But I know there's some states that are still closed down. I think California, parts of California, is still closed down. Maybe parts of New York. So you've been back since July 10th. So that's quite a bit of time. Now, as far as being back since July 10th, have y'all been showing older movies? What are some of the movies that you've been showing in your theater? And when did y'all start showing new releases? Are the new releases just recently been coming out? I guess the past 2 weeks. So we do have 8 people in the live stream, but I'm only seeing comments from a few of you. So hopefully, if any those that are watching, hopefully you have something that you like to share and contribute to the chat. So Cartoon All Stars to the Rescue has Pooh, Alf, the Smurfs, Muppet Babies, Ninja Turtles, Bugs Bunny, DuckTales, the Chipmunks, Slimer. Man, that's pretty impressive. I don't even know what to say about that. I've never heard of Cartoon All Stars to the Rescue. That's interesting. I wonder, is that something new or is it something old? So Movie Collector Geek says that they've been showing Inception, Interstellar, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, Bill and Ted, and Harry Potter. Now that is amazing. I would love to be able to see those movies in the theater. So out of all of those movies, I've seen all of those in the theater, and I think it'd be great to see those again. I would love to see those movies in the theater again. So recently, I did get to see some movies in the theater. I'd mentioned this before during the summertime and around the holidays. The NCG Theater around our area has a free movie on Saturdays and Sundays. So I've been able to see The Goonies. I've been able to see Casper. I've been able to see The Polar Express, E.T., and some more stuff I just can't remember the names of. But I really do enjoy watching the older movies back in the theaters. It just brings back a lot of memories because a lot of these movies I saw when they were released when I was a kid, and it's really amazing to be able to see those again, especially the older movies. I love the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I love Harry Potter. Now, Bill and Ted, I saw the originals in the theater, but of course, I haven't seen the newest one. I assume it just started last week. Welcome back, Tommy Star. So, Tommy Star, we've been talking about some movies that are playing in some of the theaters, um, such as older movies. You know, movies like The Lord of the Rings, um, Jaws, The Empire Strikes Back, all those good old movies. Back to the Future 4K. Now that is going to be amazing. I really like what they did with the Steelbook collection. I really hope I get a good set of Steelbooks for that. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I think the US is getting this also, but I know the UK is. But it's got the DeLorean, the front, the middle, and the back, all for parts 1, 2, and 3. I think it's gonna be amazing to have that set. Hey, Dark Knight, welcome back to you too. Now, I do remember seeing the Back to the Future trilogy back when it was released in the theaters. Each movie for the different years. I really enjoyed all of them. I know a lot of people didn't like Part 3, but I enjoyed all the movies. To me, they were all a nice set of movies altogether. And there's a ride at Universal Orlando. I don't know if they still have it there because I haven't been to Universal Orlando since the late 90s, I guess. But there's a Back to the Future ride there. I thought was really a really nice ride. So yeah, as far as the theaters in our area, I'm sure that I haven't checked, but I'm sure that they are playing some of the newer stuff. I guess Bill and Ted 3 and Tenet. but I haven't actually been looking to see what they've been playing because I haven't been in town. But I'd be interested in seeing the new releases. Plus, I think it'd be kind of cool to continue showing some of the older releases in the theater, just because I think it's a great way of seeing some of these older movies. Now, it would be to me, I think it'd be amazing to have some really good horror movies in the theaters around Halloween. You know, they could do the Halloween movies. They could do Friday the 13th, not A Nightmare on Elm Street, all those movies, the classic movies. I would love to see those in the theater again. New Mutants, Unhinged. So New Mutants, I've heard of that. Now Unhinged, I don't know that I'm familiar with Unhinged. It sounds familiar, but I'm not very familiar with Unhinged. So Back to the Future is not at Universal Orlando anymore. That's so is ET the ride still at Universal Orlando? So speaking of Universal Orlando, um, so I've been there twice. I went I went back in 1990, September 1990, and we went again when the kids were young, when they did Islands of Adventure. I thought that was really good, but we haven't been back since then because we always go to Disney now. But I would love to go back to Universal Orlando just to see what it's like. But back when we went to Universal Orlando, they had the King Kong ride, they had the Jaws ride, they had the Bates Motel show type thing that they did with Alfred Hitchcock Presents, and they had some other stuff. What was it? They had the Mummy ride, which I thought was pretty fun. But yeah, we haven't been in a long time. I'm sure it's changed a lot. Unhinged has Russell Crowe. I think I might have seen the trailer for that, um, where he gets really mad about something and starts stalking someone or something to that effect, maybe. But yeah, I think it'd be really good for some of these older horror movies to be in the theater around Halloween. I think that would be really good. So I know Tuesday we get a new release for the Alfred Hitchcock collection, which has The Birds, Psycho, Rear Window, and Vertigo, I believe. It's in a nice little box set. So I'm hoping to pick that up, but probably going to wait for it to go on sale. It seems like one of those sets that will go on sale pretty soon, just like they always do as far as those Hitchcock sets. So, Movie Collector Geek asked me, what is my favorite horror film? I, I really don't know what my favorite horror film is. There's a lot of them that I really like, but I think The Shining, I don't know, there's so many of them that I like. I think The Shining might be my favorite, but I do like Friday the 13th. I do like Halloween. I like Psycho. There's so many of them that are just great. Um, yeah, Tommy Star, I ordered the Psycho Steelbook from Best Buy also. I just really, really hope that it's not damaged. And it is a shame that they didn't release Psycho with a nice slipcover. But I think the box set is the way I'm going to go for that. So I'm going to get the Steelbook, but I'm also going to get the box set. So if y'all bear with me, I'm just gonna go grab this Steelbook off the shelf. I'm gonna show y'all one. So speaking of Psycho, this is one of my favorite Psycho Steelbooks. To me, this right here looks amazing. I mean, if they could have done anything different, I mean, I think they couldn't have done anything better than this. As you can see, it is embossed around the drain, and to me, that looks like real blood. So I really like this steelbook. This is from Zavvi. And also, I got this Psycho steelbook, which isn't too bad. I really liked the house, and of course with the blood draining down to the drain. I thought that was really good. So it's gonna be very nice to have this other Psycho steelbook. Now the Psycho steelbook, the 4K Psycho steelbook coming from Best Buy, seems a little disappointing to me just because it's kind of plain looking. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's just a butcher knife on the front. I think it's a plain steel book with a butcher knife on the front with a silhouette in the middle of the knife, maybe of Norman Bates. But either way, to me, this is my favorite Psycho steel book. And I'm probably sure that Movie Collector Geek probably has that one because he lives in the UK. So speaking of Movie Collector Geek, and I'm sorry that I'm calling you Movie Collector Geek, but I didn't know if you wanted me to call you by your real name or if your channel name. So, anyways, I apologize if I'm. Anyways, when you shop at Zavvi UK, is that an online store only, or is there actually a physical store that you can go to purchase from Zavvi? I've always been curious about that. So Jaws 4K has a slip coming out. So Jaws 4K. So Jaws 4K for me, I got box, right? Kind of like what they did with ET. So with ET, it came in a box, like a slip box, lenticular slip box for ET, and a lenticular slip box for Jaws. And then ET came out with a slipcover edition for the 4K. And so now you're saying that they're going to do the same thing for Jaws. Is that what I'm understanding? Yeah, so unfortunately, this right here, of course, is out of print, but you can probably find it on eBay. Um, but yeah, this is probably one of my favorite steelbooks. Now, did any of y'all watch Bates Motel when it came on? I think it had 4 seasons with Freddie Highmore. I watched all of it. To me, I thought it was a really good companion to the movie. But I've always enjoyed the Psycho movies. Hey, Fleming Jensen, it's nice to see you here from Denmark. Hopefully, my live stream doesn't make you. But maybe my live stream might help you go to sleep. Um, I'm sure that I can get pretty dull at times, but I'm glad that you finally had the chance to be here live and to comment. So that's very nice. I'm going to show his comment on. I'm going to show the comment on the screen, but very nice. I really appreciate you taking the time to comment and welcome. Hopefully you'll fall asleep pretty soon. I don't know. So if you haven't seen Bates Motel, I would definitely recommend Bates Motel. It's a good series. There's actually 5 seasons, I believe, and it's all about Norman Bates as a young man, as a teenager, and I thought they did a really good job with it. It's mostly about Norman Bates and his mother, and of course the mother is played by I can't think of her name, but from the Conjuring movies. What's her name? What is her name? Anyways, speaking of the Conjuring movies, are we gonna get any other? Are we gonna get any new Conjuring movies in the future? Surely they're not done with Annabelle and that whole universe. So, Corporal Hicks, what other TV shows do you like to watch? Because I'm a big TV watcher. So let me go put these back on the shelf. my phone here, anytime I get any kind of text or message, my speakers mess up, so I'm gonna move the phone away. Yes, Vera Farmiga. Is that how you say her name? Yeah, she's great, and she pretty much, between her and Freddie Highmore, pretty much Bates Motel is excellent because of them. Vera Farmiga. So I saw another movie with her in it recently. It wasn't the Conjuring movies, it was something else. She did really good in it. So Tommy Starr, speaking of this series Cobra Kai, I have not seen it. Now I've got season 1 and season 2 on DVD because that's what they put out here where I'm at. I don't think it was available on I don't think that it was available on Blu-ray, but I think Stinky Tuna, the website Stinky Tuna, has it available as a Blu-ray. But I have not seen it. I want to watch. I enjoy the Karate Kid. I really do. I enjoy those movies, but I've never seen that show yet. So I definitely got to check that out. Twin Flicks, it's good to have you here. So anybody that wants to see some really good YouTube videos and some excellent editing and very entertaining videos, please check out Twinflix channel. Great channel. Talking about interviews and um, anything. Okay, so I don't know what Twinflix background is, but this channel is able to get interviews with a bunch of people um, in the industry, and it's amazing that he can do these things. And um, talking about video quality, audio quality, he knows all of these things and does a really good job reviewing um, physical media releases. So definitely check out his channel. And I'm glad you're here. Thanks for stopping by. Corporal Hicks, um, Dark, Walking Dead, Twin Peaks, X Files. Okay, so out of all of those, I have watched The Walking Dead, which I think, from what I've seen, it's going to be coming back here in October, which I'm looking forward to. Um, Fear the Walking Dead's coming back. I'm looking forward to that. Twin Peaks, I saw Twin Peaks. So me and my two sons, we saw all of Twin Peaks. I didn't get to see the revival series of Twin Peaks. I've got it. I just haven't had a chance to watch it, and I've never seen the X Files. I have all the X Files on DVD. I never did get the Blu-ray sets, but I definitely want to check out X Files eventually. And Tommy Star, as far as Cobra Kai, it's definitely on my watch list. Hopefully, I'll get to watch that one here. So when I start binging another show, I will definitely have to start watching that. So is it on Netflix? Is it on Netflix? Thank you, Corporal Hicks, for about my collection. I appreciate it. So is Cobra Kai on Netflix or is it on Amazon Prime? So I do know that I got to watch The Boys season 2 on Amazon Prime. That's on my watch list also. So just went to Netflix last week. So I'll be able to see all of Cobra Kai season 1, 2, and 3 on Netflix. Movie Collector Geeks, have I ever seen Fringe? I watched the first half of the first season of Fringe, and then for whatever reason I quit watching it, which is unusual because I usually start a series and I finish the series. But for whatever reason, I quit watching Fringe. Um, I don't know what happened. Either it changed nights, something happened to where it conflicted with something else I was watching, but it was a good show from what I remember. So Tommy Star gives Cobra Kai a great recommendation. So that'll be one that I'll have to be keeping my eye on. And Fringe, I need to try to watch all of Fringe, finish it. So Movie Collector Geek was talking about Vera Farmiga being on Up in the Air, I guess. Is that what you were saying, that she was in that movie? I've never seen that movie, so I must have seen her in something else. I know what it is. It was an older movie that I saw her in. I've recently watched. I've recently watched Heat. I've watched. I've watched Goodfellas. I've watched The Town, and I watched. So those are three movies that I've watched recently that I've never seen before. I watched them for the first time. So maybe she was in one of those movies. I'm thinking that she was probably in one of those movies. So Corporal Hicks, as far as watching TV series, honestly, whenever I start a series, I usually watch all of it. But for whatever reason, I didn't finish watching The Fringe, and there was another show that I quit watching called One Tree Hill. I think I watched the first 5 seasons of One Tree Hill, and then all of a sudden I quit watching it for I don't know why. And I started watching what's it called? The show Riverdale. I started watching Riverdale. I watched the first half of the first season and then I quit watching it. But it's very unusual for me to quit watching a series. Usually, if I quit watching a series, it's because it is conflicting with another show that I did not want to miss. And whenever I DVR something, I can only DVR 2 shows at once. So it definitely had to be because of a conflict with a show that I prioritized over the other one. So, Movie Collector Geek, you're asking me if I've ever met anyone famous. So, the only real person that I met that was famous is Yvonne. Oh, let's see, what's her name? Yvonne. She's Batgirl in the original 1966 Batman series. Is it Yvonne? It's not Yvonne DiCarlo. It's Yvonne Craig. Yvonne Craig, I believe, is her name. And Yvonne Craig played Batgirl in the original Batman TV series. And I actually had to drive her from. So she was in our town doing a promotion for something. I can't remember. Oh, I know what it was. So when Batman and Robin came out in the 90s, and it featured Alicia Silverstone as Batgirl. And so they brought Yvonne Craig, I think that's her name. They brought her in town to promote Batgirl from the Batman and Robin movie, and I had to drive her from a Target store in our area to another Target store in a different area because she was going to the different she's going to the different Target stores to promote the movie. And the company I worked for at that time had me drive her around, which I thought was really cool because she was probably the biggest star I had ever met as far as face to face. Anyway, that's the only famous person I've ever met. I've come across a few famous people in passing. So, who are some of the famous people that y'all have met? Maybe you have a boring story like I did. And hopefully, let's see. Hopefully, Fleming Jensen probably has fallen asleep already because of the story I just told was really boring. So let's talk very quietly so that he can go to sleep. So what else do you want to chat about? I don't really have much to talk about. So for those that have come in later, I was sharing my delivery from Target. This is, if you can't tell, this is the Goonies 4K release. Beautiful, beautiful slipcover. But not so much in this packaging. I ended up having to go to Amazon. This is what it should actually look like. But talking about slipcovers, this is a slipcover because I know it's hard to tell, but this has got some really nice embossing of the title and of the cave entrance. If you have not got this slipcover in your collection, definitely get it. I don't know how long these are going to last in the stores, but I'm very happy that at least I finally got a good one. So the chat has gone pretty quiet. I don't know what's happened. Maybe everybody fell asleep. I don't know. Okay, here we go. Somebody's awake. So, movie collector geek. Now, these are the famous people that he has met. Wow. So, I don't know what to say because I don't know most of these people. These must be people from the UK. I think the only one that looks familiar to me is David Prowse, I believe. I don't know that I know the rest of these people. Mick Foley sounds a little familiar. So what are some of these? So what are some of the movies or shows that we would know these people from? So today, while I was kind of taking it easy after church, I did watch a YouTube live stream featuring, I think his name's Dave, and also Stephanie from Movie Chatter. Excellent. It was an excellent live stream. I enjoy watching other people's live streams because of what they talk about. Um, so I do feel sorry for those of you who have to listen to me because I'm trying to be entertaining on my own. So hopefully I'll be able to have people join me with these live streams to kind of make it a little bit more easy to bounce topics off of each other instead of you having to just listen to me. So, okay, so Movie Collector Geek is naming off some of these people. So Darth Vader, Darth Maul, yes, those are great. So those are some of the actors that played those characters. Gimli from Lord of the Rings, see? So a lot of these people I R2D2, okay. So those are people that I do know, but for whatever reason I just didn't know their names. I know the characters, I just didn't know the actors that played the characters. But now that you mention R2D2, I do remember. I visually see this person in my head. Yeah, Stephanie from Movie Chatter is great. She is great. I spoke with her today on Instagram and told her how much I enjoyed the live stream, and hopefully she and I will be able to do a live stream together here in the future. So keeping my fingers crossed that she'll take the time to do that. Yes, Twin Flicks, I'm glad that you were able to join us in the live stream. And as I was telling everybody, definitely check out Twin Flicks channel. It's a great channel. So, a good question from Finzi Bell. Which do you collect most of, TV shows or movies? I definitely collect movies the most, but in that room, right through those doors right there, I've got a wall full of TV shows on DVD and Blu-ray. So whenever I started collecting physical media, it was mostly the TV shows that I collected. I've got a bunch of TV shows that I enjoy watching. Angel, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, ER, Dawson's Creek, Smallville, all kinds of TV shows. I'm a big TV show watcher, and that's usually where my collection. That's pretty much where my collecting started, was on TV shows. Richard G, I look forward to that live stream too. Hopefully, Stephanie doesn't back out. I'm sure she won't. But if she watches this live stream, she might decide that she doesn't want to be associated with me. So, Movie Collector Geek asks if I've ever been to the UK. I have never been to the UK. I've actually never been outside of the USA. I have been to different states in the USA, but I've never been outside of the USA. I would love to go to the UK someday. My wife would really love to go to Australia someday. But I don't know. Maybe one of these days I'll get to go to the UK. Speaking of the UK, if I ever do go to the UK, there is somebody that I want to look up while I'm there. About 7 years ago, I got ripped off from someone from the UK that ripped me off big time on a trade. But it's a long story, but don't ever trust. Some people I trust on the internet, but there are people that are out there to take advantage of you, and this person pretty much took advantage of me, and I was out some money. But that's my UK story. I've never been, but if I ever go to the UK, I would love to go visit this person and get my stuff back. That's what I really like to do. So Richard asked if I've ever seen Gothica. I have never seen Gothica. I'm not very familiar with it. For some reason, whenever I hear that word, I think of Halle Berry. Is she in that movie? Halle Berry, is she in Gothica? Hey, Chris Stoker. So Chris Stoker asked if I've ever heard of Twin Flicks or Blu-ray Dan. Of course. I know Twin Flicks. He's here in the chat. And Blu-ray Dan, I have talked to Dan many times on Instagram. A really good guy. But I do not know them personally. I only know them from their channels. Okay, yes. So Halle Berry is in Gothica. I've never seen it. I think. I wanted to check the shelf. So I do not even own Gothica on Blu-ray. I don't know what it is that kept me from purchasing that. I haven't really heard many people talk about Gothica. But would you recommend me watching it? I'm trying to think. There's another horror movie that I watched recently. I watched The Lodge yesterday. I enjoyed it, but I watched another horror movie. So let me do this. Just trying to check out some different features. There is a place where I can share my screen, and I wanted to share what I've seen on. So this is what I've been watching lately. Hopefully you can see what I'm seeing. But I watched The Lodge yesterday, Trolls World Tour, Barry Lyndon, Wildlife. Okay, so the other movie that I watched was called Oculus. Oculus. Have any of y'all ever seen Oculus before? I watched it on a recommendation from somebody. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good movie. So Richard G, I will definitely check out Gothica. I'll have to purchase it first. So Open 24 Hours is on my list, and now Gothica is on my list. And I am curious if anybody has ever seen Oculus. If you haven't seen Oculus, I thought it was pretty good. And while I'm talking about it, so this right here is Oculus. So what attracted me to this was someone recommended it, and I had to have it with a slipcover. So I got it off of eBay, but I thought that was a really nice looking slipcover. It's a pretty good movie. It had its moments. It kind of goes in the past and in the present, which I thought they did a really good job with it. But if it has a good slipcover, that really draws my attention. So Gothica. Anybody else have any other horror recommendations? So I have not seen Swallow yet. I recently got Swallow this month. So yeah, I'll have to check out Swallow. Have you seen it? And what did you think about Swallow? Swallow. I'm trying to. So what's interesting about Swallow is, is this supposed to be a horror movie or is it just a regular movie? Because from the trailer that I saw, I would think that it would be kind of like a horror movie. But it's not a part of the Scream Factory line. It's just a regular Shout Factory release. But I did think that the slipcover was pretty interesting. Okay, so it's not a horror movie. So I do like pathological thrillers too, so that's great to hear. So Yuki recommends Pontypool. I've never heard of that. Pontypool is a horror movie. I've never heard of that before. So I really do. I do like pathological thrillers. So any recommendations for those would be great. Also, The Autopsy of Jane Doe is a favorite of Richard G. I definitely need to check that one out. I do have that one in my collection. I never have seen that one yet either. I need to add that to my watch list, my watch pile. I do remember seeing. No, I do have the Autopsy of Jane Doe in my collection. Usually, whenever I see it in the store, they've got it flipped upside down because the people that stock the movie don't realize that it's supposed to be in the position that it's in. So Elvin mentions that must-have indicator box set, Fu Manchu, and Film Noir Volume 1, October and November releases. I do have those pre-ordered from Indicator, so I am looking forward to getting those. I also pre-ordered some things from the Eureka Masters of Cinema line. I ordered 3 titles today, pre-ordered, and I really do enjoy the Eureka line also. So Vincent Smith asks, what was your most time exchanging on the same damaged steelbook? So what was your most time exchanging on the same damaged steelbook? I don't know that I understand the question, but if you're asking me how long it took me to exchange a steelbook, no, I don't know. I don't know that that's what you're asking. Maybe ask it in a different question, because sometimes I don't understand what people are saying. So Movie Collector Geek's asking if I've ever seen Splinter. Splinter. I've never seen Splinter. It sounds very familiar. So Splinter sounds very familiar, but I don't think I have it in my collection. So I'll have to look up Splinter and see what that's about. So exchanging the steelbook. So a damaged steelbook, getting back to that question from Vincent Smith. Um, so I did receive Beetlejuice was damaged when I got it. When I got back from my vacation, came home, Beetlejuice had some dents in it, and I called Best Buy to get it taken care of, and I was on hold for 20 minutes. And then after 20 minutes, a message came on saying that if I wanted them to call me back, that I could press 1, they would call me back. So I pressed 1, and then 10 minutes later, someone called me to ask me what I needed, what I was contacting Best Buy for. I gave them the story about the damaged steelbook, and finally, after 15 minutes, they told me that they would send me another one. But that's the pain of having to return damaged steelbooks. Now, recently, I've been returning my. Okay, so the reason why I called Best Buy this time is because I had been just shipping the damaged steelbooks back to Best Buy and getting a refund for it. I've been doing that since March, since the pandemic. But the last time I did that, I sent it back. They sent it back to me. They sent me the same damaged steelbook and said that they could not refund my money because the steelbook had been opened. I'm thinking, the only reason I knew it was damaged is because I opened it and took the J card off and saw the damage on the back of the steelbook. And so after that happened, I quit doing that. So now I just call Best Buy and let them handle it. So they send me a return label, and then they send me a steelbook replacement. Hopefully things will get back to normal to where I'll be able to go in Best Buy and actually purchase my steelbooks in person, so that I can definitely make sure that there's no spine slash, and hopefully not see any dings in the back. But it's always a pain to get something damaged. Now, Elvin asked if I picked up the Gamma Arrow Collection box set. So yes, I ordered it back when it was first announced. And no, I did not get it because Amazon canceled my order after the release date. They said that they didn't have enough supply to fulfill the order, and they canceled my order for whatever reason, which I was very disappointed, because by that time that Amazon canceled my order, it was too late for me to get it from any other retailer, except I could purchase it from the UK for pretty much the same price. But I really do hate to, for whatever reason, I'm not a big fan of the little rating stickers that they're not even stickers. They're rating labels that are on the bottom of the packaging. And I'm thinking, it is a humongous box set. I don't really know where I'm going to put it at. So I'm hoping that Arrow will actually just release a regular sized box set with the movies in it. I don't care much for the book that came with it. So long story short, I did not get the Gamera set. So that was a lot of rambling. Okay, have I missed out on anybody's questions? So I had asked a few people to join us on the live stream today. I don't think that they got to make it, but I really do appreciate all of y'all showing up for the live stream. I think we will call it about 9:30, so it gives us 10 minutes to kind of close up and see if there's any other questions that anybody has. And I'm going to try my best to try to make this a regular thing, hopefully with some participants that would like to join me in the live stream. So any closing comments, any questions? This is your chance. So as far as new releases coming out this Tuesday, like I said, there's the Alfred Hitchcock set. I'm not really sure that there's much. Let's see. What I'll do is I want to share the screen with you again. And what we could do is I'm just going to show you what's coming out this Tuesday. And see if there's anything that anybody is interested in picking up. So this week we have all these new titles coming out. So I am interested in getting the Alfred Hitchcock set. I do have the Ghost in the Shell 4K Steelbook pre-ordered from Best Buy. I've got the Psycho Steelbook from Best Buy coming. Yeah, so that's what I was saying earlier. I'm not a very big fan of the artwork on this. For whatever reason, it looks so plain. But I did pre-order it. I'm not going to get the Incredible Hulk 4K set because I've already got this one from. I got this one from FYE, just a regular Blu-ray release. So there's Ghost in the Shell. I am hoping to be able to get this one from Target. This is the Rob Zombie trilogy steelbook. I do plan on getting that one. I do plan on getting First Cow. I do plan on getting Superman, Man of Tomorrow. I'm going to wait on the DC shows. I haven't gotten any of the new DC shows yet because hoping for a price drop. I'm not getting into Steelbook for Superman because I sold all of my Superman. I sold all my DC animated Steelbooks. I decided not to collect those any longer, so I have gone ahead and sold those. I've already pre-ordered the Invisible Man Steelbook from Best Buy, so that's coming. And pretty much I think that's it. I did find that it's very interesting that they've got these best of sets, the 80s, the 90s, and the 70s, and the 2000s. So depending on what these right here look like, I may pick those up if I find them in store, or if there's a better price on them. So those are the things that I'm going to be picking up this week. What of these titles do you plan on picking up for yourself? So Twin Flicks asked a good question. So my Best Buy is still closed from the pandemic. So my Best Buy is not closed. It is open, but for whatever reason, there's nothing new in the store. They don't have any of the new releases in the store. Still have to order it online for delivery to your mailbox. But the Best Buys in my area have not gotten any new merchandise for physical media, unfortunately. I don't know if it's because of the pandemic or if it's because they're kind of shrinking those departments. So Finzi Bell asked if I have any stores that I like buying for my Blu-rays. Well, Best Buy was the store that I really enjoyed buying the Blu-rays from. But like I said, they're not really stocking new physical media here recently. I do enjoy buying from Target because of the prices that they have and the ease of returning things if there's any issues. Yuki says that they pre-ordered Ghost in the Shell 4K and Psycho 4K Steelbooks from Best Buy. So, just like Yuki, I expect mine to arrive damaged also, unfortunately. But that is the only way I'll be able to get them. So, hopefully, fingers crossed, they will not be damaged. But it's highly likely that they will be. And just like Mid-Level Media says, that zombie steelbook does look cool. So as far as those movies in that collection, I haven't seen any of them. I do have a few of those regular releases, so I think it'd be nice to have the steelbook. So hopefully I'll be able to get that. I have noticed on Instagram today that some people have already been able to. I don't know if they ordered it online or what, but they've already got their Rob Zombie steelbooks from Target. So and hopefully Target did not put those out today, but they may have. So I may have to go to Target tomorrow to see if they got it in stock. So hopefully everybody will be able to get all the items that they want to this coming week. Um, like I said before, please, if you're interested, be sure to get your Goonies 4K with slipcover before they're gone, because I have a feeling that it and the Beetlejuice slip will be gone pretty quickly. And if you're like me, I do enjoy having a nice slipcover on my 4K releases. You know, I started collecting 4K just this past, um, well, heavily this past November, and there were a lot of previous releases that I never did get the never got the 4K release for, because I was only getting the Steelbook 4K releases. So the Ghostbusters 1 and 2, I got the Steelbook release for it. So I never did buy the 4K releases with the nice slips. And now you cannot find them with a slip unless you go to eBay and pay 100 plus for each movie, which I'm not going to do. At least I keep telling myself I'm not going to do it. But I would really love to have those with a slipcover. So Yuki asked me if I have any Twilight time releases. They did go out of business earlier this year, and I do have Twilight time releases. I've got about 50 plus Twilight time releases. Got some really good ones in the collection. However, I did have the Egyptian, and I was so stupid that I sold it. I don't know why in the world I sold it. And now that thing's expensive. You can't find it anywhere. And I had the Blue Lagoon, which I don't know why I sold it, but I sold it also. And I wish I had that one in my collection. But yeah, I do enjoy the Twilight Time movies. Hopefully they will get hopefully these movies will get a re-release, maybe through Kino Lorber or some other, maybe Warner Brothers. Well, they're not Warner Brother Pictures. I guess Warner Brothers ain't gonna put them out, but I would love to see those titles come back to Blu-ray. Yes, I wish we had an HMV in our area. From what I understand, they've got a lot of nice releases. So is HMV the place that has the special editions of certain movie titles? Forgot what they're called, but they have a nice, either a book, or they're like a digibook, or maybe they have a special slipcover or something. But I do enjoy watching the videos of the different HMV releases. So, Movie Collector Geek asks if I'm going to get Crash and King of New York Arrow Video. I have not heard about those being on Arrow Video, so I do not have those pre-ordered. But thanks for letting me know about it. I'll have to check those out. So Twinflix makes a good comment about the Best Buy. So the Best Buy in my area is not putting out physical media new releases, and apparently, some other stores aren't either. What I do find interesting about Twinflix videos, like I said, please go check out his channel, is that he's bold enough to go in the stores and actually film, which I have never done before. I've always felt kind of awkward doing that. But apparently he has a pretty good relationship with his the stores that he goes to. Maybe he talks to the people that work there, but he does some really good videos of in-store video shopping, new release shopping and such. Yes. Um, Premium collection. That's what I was referring to. So yeah, those are some really nice looking releases. Now, Elvin also mentions that Disney will not release 4K movies, not including Marvel and Star Wars. So yes, I have heard recently that they're not going to be putting out any more new released 4K editions, which is unfortunate. I guess they want everybody to go to Disney Plus to watch the 4K releases. That is disappointing. I'm sure there's a lot of 4K movies. I'm sure there's a lot of Disney titles that I would really like to have on 4K, but if they're not going to do it, then that's fine. I'm not a subscriber to Disney Plus. Disney, for me, seems like recently Disney has really gone downhill with a lot of things. First being that I'm no longer a member of the Disney Movie Club. That's a big disappointment. But the other is, a lot of things going to Disney Plus. So you're having to subscribe to their channel to be able to watch new releases, such as Mulan. But yeah, it is disappointing. Yep. So some of those old Fox titles we'll never get to see on 4K unless something happens in the future where that'll change. I'm trying to think of some of the. So, what are some of the older 20th Century Fox titles that we would like to have on 4K? Any suggestions? Okay, we'll see you later, movie collector geek. I appreciate you stopping by and staying so long. So actually, it is 9:30 where I'm at. So maybe this is a good time for us to go ahead and just end the stream. But I really do appreciate everybody showing up and participating. Hopefully you'll come back for the next live stream, which hopefully will be in a week or two. We'll see. So definitely check out my channel to be sure that you stay caught up on when these live streams will take place. But thank you so much for taking the time to stop by and chat. And hopefully everybody has a good week, and we'll see you next time.